afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I will try to have my speech in English. I have written it down so I can be concrete and hold it within 10 minutes. Member of the Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to speak here today. I'm honored to be here to discuss the struggle for freedom in Iranian Kurdistan, the role of Kurdish women in that struggle, and the legacy of those who dare to challenge what many believed could never be changed. When the first group of women took up arms September 1st, 1982, something unprecedented happened. A crack opened in a system that claimed to be eternal and unquestionable. From every direction, the robe of sanctified authority was torn apart. A great effort was made to portray those women as a Mary Magdalene figures. But what collapsed was not merely an image. What shattered was an entire tradition that had shaped through thought and social relation for centuries. The taboo of a rigid ideology that dictated how people should see and understand the world. That was broken. And the Komala Party of Iranian Kurdistan became a source of inspiration for the liberation of Kurdish women from subordination and dependency. Freedom begins with the capacity to act, to step into the world and change it rather than simply submit to it. Human beings are free when they are capable of opening paths where none existed before. This is precisely what my party accomplished 45 years ago. This is not self-congratulation. It's a recognition of what an entire generation achieved. We carved out a new path and gave birth to a new political and social reality. The contemporary history of Iranian Kurdistan stands as a testimony to a generation that transformed the world around it. Look at the women commanders of Komala standing on mosques' pulpits while hundreds of men listen to them. Look at Asma Majnoon and the child she carried in her womb, both martyred on the battlefield. Those are not isolated stories. They are chapters in a collective history of courage, sacrifice, and resistance. It was therefore no coincidence that after the death of Jina Amini, women in Saqqez removed their hijabs and sang songs of defiance. Women across Kurdistan followed, and soon men joined them in the streets. From Iranian Kurdistan emerged one of the most significant women liberation movements of the modern era. The courage we witnessed in 22 did not emerge from nowhere. It grew from decades of struggle and sacrifice. For this reason, we have every right to take pride in our struggle, in the sacrifice we have made, and in the paths we have opened. When we see the pioneering women of Kurdish society today, including Duri's Nowroz celebrations, we should remember that they are among the fruits of the courage and struggle that the Kurdish movement has shown for almost 5 decades. Yet, we must not stop here. We must carry this legacy forward and continue strengthening the struggle of Kurdish women. Even today, despite the ceasefire following the recent war, the political parties of Iranian Kurdistan remain under attack by the Iranian regime. Although we did not participate in that war, The regime continues to regard the Kurdish parties and the Kurdish people of Iran as among its greatest enemies. Hereby, we call upon the European Union to stand with the people of Iran in their struggle for freedom, to refrain from granting concessions to the Islamic Republic, and to recognize the rights of the Kurdish people and other nationalities within Iran. History teaches us that no regime built on repression lasts forever. Sooner or later, every dictatorship passes. What endures is the courage of those who resist, the sacrifices they make, and the freedom they leave behind for future generations. This is the legacy of my party, and it's now our responsibility to carry that legacy forward until freedom, equality, and dignity become realities for everyone in Iran. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kak Kolya. I would like to give the